A question that I get asked very often is, what are you supposed to be doing with your trades on Fridays? So that is exactly what I will be speaking about in this video. I will show you exactly what is the best strategy to manage your trades when it comes to the end of the week. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm a top podder on the TradingView platform, and every day I share a lot of free education analysis and setups on all my platforms. So I suggest you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on all this free education and content, and I'll see you in the video. Okay, so there are definitely many things that we have to speak about in this video. First of all, we have to speak about how you're supposed to be approaching a Friday trading day when you have open trades. Are you supposed to be closing those trades for the weekend, depending on whether or not you have news, and how in general you're supposed to be approaching the risk of having open trades during the weekend? That is the first educational part of this video. And the second educational part of this video will be a full breakdown of the situation that currently we have on cadjpy to see what kind of opportunity we can be looking for on this pair next week to obviously capitalize on the next possible move that we will see on this pair. And as usual, we will first be analyzing the monthly, the weekly, and the daily time frame from a technical perspective, which are the best time frames when it comes to the direction of the market. We will then go and see what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, to see what hedge funds are doing at the moment in the market. And obviously, by being able to actually follow their orders, we are able to understand and gain an advantage over our competition in the market. So we will also be tracking what the hedge funds are doing at the moment on the CAD and obviously also on the JPY. And by the end of the video, you will know what kind of opportunity we can be looking for on cadjpy. So obviously this will be a very educational video, and I suggest you stick to the end. Now let's start from the first section. So what are you supposed to be doing on a Friday? Now there are two choices that you have to evaluate, okay? Not two choices, but two situations in which you can find yourself. You can find yourself in a situation in which you have an open trade on a Friday and there is news during the weekend. No matter what kind of news, elections, maybe you know that there is a situation that is quite unstable around the world. So a situation where there is uncertainty on what could happen during that weekend, okay? And obviously there is a situation in which there is no news and everything is very, very calm. Now, obviously you will not approach these two situations in the same way. So if during a Friday you have an open trade or many open trades and there is no news that weekend and the situation is very calm, then there is absolutely no problem. You can continue to run your trades because there is a very low risk that the market will actually create a gap and that your stop loss will not be protected. On the other side, if you have an open trade and it is Friday and you do have news during the weekend, or in general, you do have uncertainty in the weekend. So there is a high probability that the market will actually gap during the weekend when on Monday the market will open. Then in that case, obviously it is a good idea to have some strategies in place to actually avoid getting your stop loss gapped. And again, there are two different situations in which you can find yourself. Number one, you have a trade open on Friday and there is news during the weekend and your trade is running in good profits. Now, if your trade is running in good profits and you do have news releases during the weekend, there is no problem. Why there is no problem? Because let's say, for example, you have a long position, okay? And you have a market that has already triggered your buy limit and you are running in good profits and you have news releases. Now, even if the market gaps, anyway, you have a very big buffer. The market should create a huge gap to be able to actually gap and open below your stop loss. It's almost impossible that you have a huge gap like this. So in this case, there is no problem. You can continue to run the trade during the weekend. On the other side, if you have a trade which is in a drawdown, then at that point you have a problem. Why do you have a problem? You have a problem because In this case, the market is already near to your stop loss, let's say halfway. And you have news releases during the weekend, which could make easily the market gap lower, meaning that your stop loss has a high probability of actually being gapped, meaning that when the market opens below your stop loss. And at that point, what happens? At that point, your broker will fill you at the first price that is available in the market. Therefore, you will end up losing more than what you had initially planned, which means that basically you have messed up your risk management completely. So in this case, it's best to just exit the position. And by knowing this, by knowing how to approach these situations, you now know exactly what you're supposed to be doing on Fridays when the market is about to close, depending on what kind of situations you are finding yourself involved in. So let's now make a full breakdown of the situation that currently we are having on cadjpy to see what kind of situation we have and what kind of opportunity we can be looking for on the pair. And obviously I will keep the analysis very educational so that you will learn exactly what you have to be looking for when you're actually analyzing the market. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what is the first thing that you can see from a monthly perspective? On the monthly, we can see that the market had created a strong impulse to the downside, followed by this retracement. Now, this retracement went to test exactly the previous support, which at that point is turned resistance, because previous support, after the market breaks it to the downside, is turned resistance. And in fact, the market after the break went to retest this previous support, turn resistance, and rejected its zone to the downside with this red candle. However, what happened with the next monthly candle? The next monthly candle broke back above the area with this move to the upside. And currently, as we are speaking, the market is retesting this strong area, which at this point, since the market has broken it again to the upside, is turned support. Meaning that at the moment we have a market that from a monthly perspective is testing strong monthly support, from which we can expect the market to give us a rejection to the upside, considering that we still have 12 days and 12 hours before this monthly candle closes, meaning that all this candle can simply become a wick which rejects this very strong structure support area. Going down on the weekly, what do we see? Just a quick reminder, make sure you comment below and you let me know which pairs or topics you would like me to analyze or cover in the next videos. On the weekly, what we can see is that clearly the market is approaching and has approached a very strong structure support area. In fact, first of all, this move to the downside was very much expected. Why it was very much expected? Because the market had created this W formation. Now, after a W formation, what do you want to see? You want to see the market give you a move to the downside to go and test this previous resistance, now turned support, which is exactly what the market is currently doing. So also from a weekly perspective, we are currently retesting the previous resistance, now turned support from a weekly perspective, which is also the completion zone of this W formation. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now, from a daily perspective, we can first of all see that the market has just completed a very interesting pattern. In fact, the market after this M formation has completed this M formation with the move to the upside exactly as we wanted to see. In fact, what did we say in our previous analysis when the market was here? We said from here, we definitely want to see the market give us a move to the upside to go and test this previous support, now turn resistance, and then create a continuation to the downside. And in fact, that is exactly what the market did, and I will link in the description this previous analysis so you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education. And obviously we capitalized on this nice move to the downside with students for a nice 1 to 3 risk to reward to the downside. Now obviously when it comes to our entry rules, I can't share my entry rules, but what I can share is just a basic technical analysis concept, which is this previous support, which is now turn resistance here. But obviously, previous support, turn resistance is not enough to find a confirmation for a trade. But all my entry rules are obviously reserved for students, but this is just some basic technical analysis that I can share. So the market reacted exactly as we wanted to see to our previous analysis. And currently, what is the situation? Now, just recapping what we have just spoken about. On the monthly, we have support, okay? On the monthly, we have support at this region. On the weekly as well, we have support at this region, which is the previous resistance, not our support, which is the completion zone of the W formation and the neckline. So monthly and weekly, both we have support. And on the daily, what do we have? On the daily, in creating this move to the downside, the market has also created an overextended M formation. After an overextended M formation, you want to see the market give you a move to the upside. So from here, we want to see the market give us a nice move to the upside to go and test this completion zone here, which is the previous support, now-term resistance, and also the completion zone of the overextended M formation. And how we will be approaching this kind of situation with students, a situation where clearly we want to see a move to the upside. Now, before I show you that, let's first go and give a quick check at what we have from a COT perspective. So what hedge funds are currently doing on the CAD and on the JPY. Now, if we go and see what we have from a JPY perspective, we can see that first of all, we have a new report coming out today. So it will be very interesting to see what we have with the new report. But if with the new report, we will see that hedge funds have added more shorts, that will be great. Because if institutions will have, with the new report, added more shorts, we can expect some short-term JPY weakness, which means that we can definitely see a move to the upside on CAD JPY. And if we go and see what we have from a CAD perspective with the last report, we can see that yes, in the short term, we have seen some strength of the CAD with net positions going from minus 33 to minus 17K, but we still have way more shorts than longs with 46K shorts and 29K longs. But if with the new report, we will see more longs getting added and more shorts getting closed, it will be good because we can expect some short-term strength for the CAD, which will give us the completion of the pattern as we want to see. So how we will be approaching this situation with students. Now, as usual, monthly, weekly, and daily are the best time frames when it comes to the direction of the market combined with the COT data. But the best time frame for entry is the 4 hours. And at the moment on the 4 hours, what we can see? On the 4 hours, we can see that everything is still bearish. The market has just created more continuation to the downside, more lower lows, more lower highs, and clearly the bearish momentum is still very strong. And if everything will remain like this, the market will continue lower, which is absolutely fine because it means that the market is creating a lower test of that monthly demand and support that we also have on the weekly. So it's perfectly fine if the market will continue with the move to the downside because we will also have a bigger risk to reward when the move to the upside will start. So what we will be doing with students is, as usual, being reactive and not predictive. We will be monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from a bearish market as it is right now to a bullish market. And when the market will shift from a bearish to a bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice long with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities for the move to the upside and completion of the pattern at the previous support, now-term resistance, which is the completion zone of the overextended M formation. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free education and analysis for all of you. Also, make sure you go and check out the mentorship program. You find it linked in the description. You first learn all the rules of my rule-based strategies in the program, and then you trade them live with me. In fact, every single day you get a new daily market breakdown showing you exactly how to apply the strategies with entry, stops, take profits, as well as having me answering every single question that you have every day, including the weekends. So I really suggest you go and check it out. The link is in the description, and I will see you in.